There are ongoing concerns following the disappearance of former TV presenter Jesse Baird and his partner Luke Davies, as authorities carry out an urgent search for the missing couple, raiding a third home in Balmain just last night.
Yes, for more, we're joined by criminologist and former detective Dr Terry Goldsworthy on the Gold Coast. Terry, thank you for joining us, sir. Take us back to the beginning of this investigation, if you would. How's it all unfolded?
Look, the timeline for this began on, I guess, Wednesday, when we had some property located at Cronulla that belonged to two of the missing persons. We've since seen the police indicate that they could pinpoint two of those people at an address at Paddington as recently as Monday. Upon finding the property on Wednesday, police obviously had some concerns, went to the address at Paddington, and there they declared a crime scene based on the state of the property when they went there in terms of property damage and blood at the scene. So we saw yesterday a third property get involved in terms of a search warrant being executed on that, and there's a third person, a person of interest, who is currently missing as well. So it is quite an interesting case. We don't know yet if it is a confirmed homicide, but certainly they're treating the disappearances as suspicious.
The news of the third person broke late yesterday. This person is a police officer, so New South Wales Police Constable Beau Lamar. How has he been linked to this investigation?
Look, he's been linked as being in a relationship with one of the missing persons from the Paddington address. So, look, I mean, it's not unusual that police would want to speak to him. I mean, you're talking about, we have what we call a hierarchy of suspicion and association. So, generally, when you have these kind of jobs where someone's missing, you speak to anyone who is associated with them, anyone who had dealings with them, family, etc., to try to build a picture of why they may be missing and who has had interactions with them in terms of recent times. So the police will be trying to build a timeline from, say, Monday through to when they went to the property on Wednesday to see what were the movements of the missing persons, and that'll include all three people now. They'll be doing, parallel lines of inquiry to determine what were their movements, were there any crossing overs between their activities, and things like phones and GPS, cars, etc., will become extremely important in determining what their movements were.
Some evidence has been found. What do we know?
Look, certainly at the Paddington address, they declared an immediate crime scene. That would indicate to me that they've found some fairly good evidence that there was signs of violence there. And, you know, I've investigated about 25 homicides in my time in the police, and it's not necessary that you always find a body. You know, we had three where we didn't find bodies, etc., and we successfully solved those. So they've obviously got concerns and, you know, erring on the side of caution. I mean, all three people may turn up yet, we don't know. But obviously you have a finite time to deal with crime scenes, so it's best you treat it as a crime scene and assume the worst and hope that the best outcome happens.
A very distressing time for three families right now, isn't it? Terry, we appreciate your insight.